Hello, everyone. Today, I wanted to talk about a series of conversations about our inner person. I want to address emotional issues that we all face, along with inner person kind of issues, the way we think and what we feel and what we do, and all these related issues that revolve around the person. As many of you know, I've been a soul care counselor for over 8 years inside the church. I have my undergraduate degree in biblical counseling, and I am currently in a PhD program studying systematic theology. So I've studied the Bible for many years now. And so I've been interested in anthropology for a long time. And being able to counsel inside the church has allowed me to utilize my theology and put it to use in practical problems and practical issues that we all face. So I want to divide these conversations up into 4 or 5 conversations. So each video will be somewhat short and to the point. So first I want to discuss the compartments of a person, such as our thinking, what is the soul, those kind of conversations. And then I want to break it down into emotional issues that we may face, intellectual issues, or issues with desire that causes us a lot of conflict and a lot of problems oftentimes. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and you will have various videos as they come out. And if they're very helpful to you, go ahead and share them. That helps my channel out a little bit too. So first of all, on this video, I'm going to talk about the person. So the Bible discusses the person when they talk about the whole person from Genesis to Revelation. The Bible uses the term heart a lot, and it doesn't refer to the beating heart or the organ that we have inside of us that pumps blood to all of our different parts. It's talking about the whole person. And so when the Bible refers to heart, it's really talking about emotional parts of us, our thinking, our desires, our kind of like our totality of who we are. And so the heart is a really important conversation because it is where the center of who we are, according to Scripture. So the question that we all face and think about from time to time is, why did I do that? Or what is happening? Why do I feel like this? Well, a lot of times if we want to go down to the root causes, we need to do some kind of evaluations for ourselves, don't we? We need to consider what's going on in our inner man. What am I thinking? What do I desire? What do I want? These kind of questions are questions that resonate with the whole person. So, a lot of times people have asked the question, what is the soul? And there are many answers to that question theologically, but you can go and kind of study on your own. But the way I've come to understand the soul is really the part of us that integrates all the dimensions of who we are. We are people who can think, we have thoughts, right? We have emotions. We have desires. We have actions. We take actions in our mind, and we also take actions with our body. And we have a volitional will or a will. We act. We have a desire to do something. So all of those different compartments make up who we are. Well, all of those compartments are integrated into one single entity, which makes you a person, a single individual person. And that person, all those dimensions that are integrated into the soul. So the soul are all those parts of you that make up who you are. It's your continual way of thinking. It is your continual way of desiring, and it's your continual way of willing and your actions. So those are all different components that are integrated into the soul. So that really gives a whole new meaning into love God with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and all these categories, because we build the person that we are, and we build the person that we're going to be, and we do it one thought at a time, and we do it one desire at a time, one action at a time, one will at a time, and it starts fashioning our soul. And so this is what the church fathers called spiritual formation, which is really what biblical counseling is. It's spiritual formation, is we're going to the root of what's going on in your inner person, and that has a direct application to the external person. So when you think about your soul, I want you to think for a minute, what is the condition of your soul right now? Well, let's start evaluating. What are the series of ways that you're thinking? Are you thinking self-destructive thoughts? Are you thinking anger and bitter thoughts? Which we'll get into that in another video about anger and how it really disintegrates you as a human with a human soul. And or what kind of things are you continually desiring? All of those threads really bring to bear the end result of who you are. And it has rightly been said that it's not necessarily what happens to you that destroys you, but it's your response to what has happened to you. Certainly people can have disastrous things that happen to them, and it literally takes their life. Certainly that's the case, and we have to acknowledge that. But when we're thinking about what happens to each of us at different parts of our lives, whether that is someone hurt us physically, someone hurt us emotionally, someone hurt us verbally, someone took something away from us, whether it's our job or a family member or our reputation. So all of those things have to be responded to by your inner person. So how have you consistently responded to obstacles in your life? Well, that's really what lays the foundation to whether you're going to have a successful life inwardly and externally, or whether you're going to really go down the path of a very slow, destructive death. You can phrase it that way. And so we'll talk more about that in the further videos, but I want you to understand that you are a person that has many different components, and you are actually in charge of those components. No matter what anyone does to you, you get to choose what you think. You get to choose how you respond emotionally to that person. You get to develop a will and desires. You can actually cultivate certain desires. You can't certainly demand that you have at any given time an emotional response that you want, but you can cultivate emotions that at different times can be in your benefit if you cultivate them the right way. For example, if someone has betrayed you and you have spent years and years prior to that just thinking very self-centered thoughts, or you're always looking out for number one and you've not really learned how to love God and love your neighbor well, if that person has betrayed you, then you're going to have a very adverse reaction to that, and that can deepen your anger, it can deepen your hatred, and it can leave you in a state of bitterness and resentfulness for the rest of your life, and it can affect all of your relationships. So in full action, what actually happens is you have been betrayed, but you further devastate your life by slowly choosing to live in bitterness and anger and resentment rather than changing your thoughts and cultivating godly desires and forgiveness and things of that nature. So anyway, this is the video on the different compartments of a person. And the next video, I'm going to talk about emotional issues. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Thanks.